they feel left out because they don't know how to relate. Sometimes you have to learn, study people's cultures and ways in order to understand them. And since I grew up around Asian people, I can relate to a lot of cultures. And I talk to Asian people every day, people that come from other countries, China, Japan, Korea, whatever, and I talk to them online, so I know what I'm talking about. And I've been outside my city, and as you can see with my videos, my family is mixed up. My niece and my nephews are half Laos, you know. So it's not necessarily about race sometimes, it's about yourself as a person, as a character, and how you act, you know. Yeah, a lot of times there are the traditional thinking parents that grew up, you know, in a country which is strictly all Asian and they all marry Asian people. Of course, it's all Asian. You can't get mad at that, you know. And then their daughter wants to date someone of another race, whether he be white, black, Spanish, or whatever, African, African American, whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, sometimes the parents can have a problem with it because it breaks the traditional cultural barriers. And I think that working towards those things and overcoming those issues is good. Now, you do have your parents that are in another race that might be Asian that are strictly racist. And they don't like blacks, they don't like whites, they don't like Spanish, they think they're all the scum of the earth. And sad but true, but these people exist. And that's just life, you know. You have to deal with it. You know, when it comes to these thoughts, we all know that racism exists. Black people can be racist towards their own people. White people can be racist towards their own people. Spanish people can be racist towards their own people. Asian people can be racist towards their own people. Racism exists in all races. But as far as Asian girls dating black men, there are some Asian girls that exist on planet Earth that may not necessarily been pursuing a black man, but a black guy may have pursued them, and then they were interested, and then they date him. And then you have your Asian girls that strictly like black guys. Whether you have a problem with black men or not, they don't care. They're going to date them, and they're going to marry them, and some black guy is going to be having some beautiful Asian girl. And yes, there are some Asian girls that prefer another race. They go out there, they get played out, they get dogged, they act like whores, they get dumped. You know, that's because they have issues with their brain. And then they try to pick up a guy on the rebound. He might happen to be white, he might happen to be black, or whatever. You know, and the black guy, he sees this girl as value. And to say that he's stupid because he gets with this girl that's been dogged out and he's just being used, you know, if he values that person, who cares? If that girl is willing to change her life around and do good and she wants to be with this black guy, you know, then great. So I don't see what the big problem is. But yeah, there are black guys, African Americans, Africans, whatever, that strictly date only Asian girls because they grew up around them, it's their culture, they're familiar with them, they like them, and they can get Asian girls no problem. And there are Asian girls that like black men, so that's, you know, my whole thing on the Asian girls dating black men. I don't see a problem with it. I've never had a problem getting any girl outside of my race, whether she's Chinese here in America, Chinese American, Chinese overseas, Filipino, Japanese. It's not the race, it's you as yourself, as a character. It's how you present yourself. If you present yourself as a stereotypical MTV/BET African American guy, and you act like that, there are some girls that are attracted towards that, and they go for that. That's them. You can't get mad. People are going to prefer what they want to prefer. And then you have girls that like guys with intelligence or that are funny and make them laugh, and they like that. So enough with all this ignorant hatred towards Asians and blacks, you know, and Asian girls are whores and they're just scum of the earth. Black men can be some of the biggest whores. Asian girls can be some of the biggest whores. White, Spanish, all people are whoring themselves around if you want to be technical, you know. So say about Asian versus black dating, you know, it's no problem. So you can post your thoughts up on that one, okay? We'll pause here so everyone can take a breather and get it out of their system.